Okay, walking along of an evening here by Rossmann. Rossmann being a chemist shop like Boots. I see something here which I didn't know. It's Uratuj Niedźwiadka. If you buy one of those candles for Earth Day and put your light out at 2030 on the 31st of March, it says in Poland there's only 90 bears left, and if you buy this candle you'll help them. One candle is 5 zlotys for this bear, or one of these bears. There's only 90 left in Poland, yeah? So that's an action. I didn't know there was only 90 left. In fact, I didn't have. Somebody had asked me what figure I put on it. I don't suppose I'd have gone far off 100. Probably between 50 and 100. I probably would have thought that there were less than 90. So, and I knew that the state was in that, you know, they're not in a very good state. But I didn't know exactly how many. In fact, it's quite difficult because up there, of course, in the mountains between Poland and Slovakia where the bears are, you can't actually tell which are the whereabouts you've got Slovakia and whereabouts you've got Poland. It kind of cuts off on the mountain crests rather than any particular boundary there that bears couldn't cross. So they can cross between Slovakia and Poland fairly freely in their territories. Bears like to have quite large territories to roam about in, and so their territories are basically shared between Poland and Slovakia. And of course they don't carry passports. They're not such mugs as we are to let themselves in for having to, you know, get hold of a piece of paper, which they actually have to pay for, even though it's their government wanting them to have it. Yeah, the government of bears encouraging them to have pieces of paper which they're required in order to go from one stupid place which is marked off completely artificially to another. They would need a piece of paper called passport, which also they have to pay for, even though it's not them that asked to be restricted in their freedoms in that way in the first place. Bears aren't so stupid to go for a system like that, so they roam freely. Thankfully we can't give them passports and hold them to a passport system, because whenever we issue passports to them they kind of lose them. They drop them around the place and don't look after them properly, so we kind of gave up with it. They were only pretending to be stupid. Really, they're much more clever than we are. They knew that if we had figured the fact that they could actually hang on to these passports and produce them on demand, that would make them do it. So that's why they feigned ignorance and got away with retaining their liberty. So basically, what? That's all I wanted to show. This is ulica Pruszkowska, by the way, in Warsaw. All I really wanted to show you was that jolly sign about the fact that there's 90 bears, which I didn't know. That's it, that's all. Nothing to see here, ladies and gentlemen. Please go on to the next film. Sit down, mate, next to a road.